So what's up? What you think about the interview? We need to do a part 2?
Yeah, definitely. Tested out last night.
Testing.
Pretty good quality.
Hey, I'm proud of you, man. Look at it.
And it works perfect too.
Yeah.
In the sun.
Okay.
Because when I first got here, it's pitch black. I was like, oh, it's gonna stink. I had my headlights on.
Yo, I'm glad you sent me that text because I fell asleep upstairs, and then I didn't come downstairs till like 2.
Yeah.
So I was deep sleep, and then I slept with my watch on. I was like, oh, okay, let me go and get up and get ready.
Welcome to I Am Samson podcast, episode 3. Your name?
Mike Ward. Everybody calls me Mike.
A little about your home life and where you grew up before you went to the military.
I grew up in Dallas, Pleasant Grove.
Okay.
Went to Spruce High School. Did a little bit of college, and then I went to the Marine Corps 2004, December 6th.
Why'd you choose the Marine Corps?
That's a funny story. I actually tried to dip into the Navy.
Yeah?
Yeah, but the Navy wouldn't take me because I got scoliosis. So I tried to dip into the Navy, and so backstory on that, my whole family's veterans. They're all Navy. So I tried to go Navy. The Navy wouldn't take me. So I just remember a long time ago, my mom used to always be like, I'll tell you what, the Marine Corps take anybody. You know what I mean? So I went to the Marines, and no, I was at the MEP station, and the Navy recruiter wasn't there. And the Marine recruiter came out. He was like, hey, man, I've been seeing you coming up here for a few months. He was like, what's going on? And at that point, I was just ready to leave. He walked over into the Navy office. He was like, hey, let me get his jacket. And they gave him my stuff. 4 months later, I was gone. I was in boot camp.
Dang.
Yeah.
What year was this?
2004.
2004?
Yeah.
It's 4 years before I went. 2008.
Yeah.
Oh, 2009.
What made you go?
What made me go?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah? I ain't gonna say it was God, baby.
Because I had no clue what I was doing with my life. I was trying to go to college, but that wasn't working out.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and picked up my dad from the out there in Mesquite, where all the recruiting stations are at.
By the mall?
Yeah,
Yeah.
by the mall. And I was picking him up from the rental car place.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just walking around back and forth up and down the breezeway right in front of the cruise office.
He came out and got you?
Well, I told God, I was like, God, I don't know what I'll do.
Yeah.
I said, if you want me to go to the military, I'll go to the military.
Yeah.
And I was walking down. No one came out. I got across the breezeway. I was like, okay, cool. Maybe it's not.
Not for you. Yeah.
And then as soon as I was about to turn around, the Marine recruiter came out. I was like, all right, guys, let's go.
Yeah.
So I went in, signed up. My dad got there, and he's like, are you sure? I was like, yep. So,
yeah, so it was me. And then and then what's crazy about
you
that?
went with the buddy?
Did I?
On the buddy system?
No, but so what's crazy is I dipped in Florida.
Okay.
Because I was in school down there in Florida, so I went to Paris Island. So yeah, so everybody from here goes to San Diego, but I dipped in Florida, and so I was in Jacksonville, Florida, which is like a 2-hour drive from. It might be a 2 hours and some change from Paris Island. So we had a guppy, like the white vans, like we have at work.
Yeah.
So we all jumped in there, and ironically, all of us except for 2 were all comm guys. So we all went to boot camp together. We all went to comm school together. We all went to the same unit, and then most of us deployed together.
Dang.
Yeah, so we didn't come in on the buddy system, but I guess, I mean, technically we did.
So what's the common? What's
06.
06?
06. I don't know what it is now, but back then it was 06. Radio, wire, data, which is what we do now. Radio, wire, data, MUX, maintenance, and then on top of that you had the firewall guys, stuff like that. I can't remember that. They're 06s, but I don't remember the last two of the numbers. Yeah, but I was a 06 51.
Nice.
06 51 and 56 and 53.
So did y'all go in and set up all the? Because when I was in Afghanistan, we had a comm tent that had like the computers and everything. Set up.
Yeah. So I didn't go to Afghanistan. I was in Iraq. So when I got to Iraq, everything was there. Everything was already set up. We just had to maintain it. But if we went on field ops and everything, we're setting up from the ground up, like everything. Yeah. So we do everything. Like we go in, we get the tent set up, we run all the wires, configure all the switches, do all the laptops. Everything was laptop. The tough books. You can use that thing as a weapon. Tough books, yeah. So we just set everything up, and then the thing about that is like once everything's set up and running, you pretty much chilling until it's time to index, and to me that was the worst part, tearing everything down. Yeah.
So we didn't have to tear nothing down because we just had people come in and switch everything over.
Yeah. Wait, what was your MOS?
13 Saber 1. Combat everything.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, I forgot. You did. Oh, okay. So did you choose that? You wanted it? That's what you chose?
No.
So what did you want to?
So I wanted to go in as embassy. I wanted to do embassy.
Oh, you want to be one?
Recruiter didn't tell me that was a B billet.
Yeah, it's like a B. Yeah, it's a B billet.
So I got there, and I was, when you go in there, you're going over all your MOS stuff.
Yeah.
Boot camp.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what you're doing. Well, come to find out, I was open contract.
I knew.
I got lucky because I could have won infantry, but even that, I went still was combat something.
Yeah. Dude, that's the. So my recruiter, once I took the ASVAB, he was like, "Oh, you can pick anything you want." So always. So he's not my dad, but he's like the guy who kind of like raised me. He worked on computers, so that's what made me want to go do that. But when
I didn't know the Marines had comms like that.
I didn't know either until my recruiter told me.
Because I probably would have done that because computers come easy to me. I didn't have to do any of that. I just know that. I
just thought the Marines just went blew stuff up and killed people. That's all I knew when I was going in. So, and then I dipped in. It was like during wartime and all that. So, do you remember that video where I don't know who this guy was, but you remember when they sawed that dude's head off?
Yep.
So right after we did all my stuff, I came back from MEPS and I was good to go. So I was hanging out in the recruiting office and they played that video for me, and I was like, what the hell? What the hell did I sign up for? So I was kind of nervous, but he was tricking me because I already had my MOS picked out, but I was scared, I ain't gonna lie.
So, you pretty much already did it. Kind of told us the moment you decided to serve and what motivated you.
What motivated me to go?
Yeah.
I was just tired of my situation that I was in. I was tired of school. School ain't my thing, man.
Me neither. I suck at school.
Yeah, school ain't. I mean, I'm smart, but school wasn't my thing. And then I was ready to leave. So I was ready to leave, and then I was ready to make some money. And then all I knew was, like I said, my whole family is veterans.
Yeah.
My whole family is veterans. I got two uncles as retired Navy. My mom, I was born in the Navy. I was born in Guam Naval Hospital.
Nice.
Yeah, so when I say my whole family's vets. So I was just like, hey, I'm just gonna go. I'm going to the military. I know I didn't want to go to the Army though.
Yeah.
I did not want to go to the Army. I didn't want to go to the Air Force either. Well, they wasn't there.
I had a buddy of mine that tried to get me to go Army. He was like, bro, if you sign up, I get a bonus. You get a little bit of bonus. I'm like, well, that benefits you and doesn't
Yeah, it don't
benefit
mean.
me.
Hey, knowing what you know now, right?
Yeah.
No, so I'm getting off topic. You know how I do.
Yeah.
Knowing what you know now, are you glad that you didn't go to the Army?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Like,
Very happy.
like them, they. I don't know, man. Like I saw, so the first time I seen them like in action, we were I can't remember where we were at, but it was just I'm not downing them.
Yeah.
I'm not downing them at all. Like I said, we're all vets, but I'm glad I didn't go to the Army. I just say that.
What is one memory or experience from your service that you carry with you?
Good or bad?
Do both. Let's go with the good one first.
You want the good one first?
Yeah.
The guys?
Camaraderie?
Yeah, like you miss, like, it ain't nothing like that.
No.
Ain't nothing like that.
Even at work,
Yeah.
it's kind of.
It's kind of like that, but not like, yeah. So like I miss the guys, the camaraderie, like, you know, everybody. Can I cuss?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You know, people shooting the shit.
Yeah.
You know, they're busting people's balls. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So like you'll never get that.
Nope.
Like you meet some of
I
the.
got tied to my freaking cot.
Yeah, like you know.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know, so stuff like that, man. Like you don't, like you meet some of the best people, like the best people.
And they only did it because I left my freaking boots on when we went late out.
Bruh, man, they dragged, man. My first field out, bro. So I used to sleep hard.
Mm-hmm.
Man, they dragged my sleeping bag. So when I wake up, I'm like 100 yards that way. Everybody else is over here. I'm like, what the? So I'm waking up, looking around, like, what the hell? They just stupid stuff, man. So yeah, I really miss that. I miss that.
I like your bad one.
Not to get into too much detail, but the bad one is, like, for instance, I don't really like, it took me a long time to watch like movies and play video games and stuff, because I was like, it ain't like that.
Nope.
Like my first.
You don't respawn.
No. So my first experience, okay, I'll give you this one because it's not even bad. We flew out of March Air Force Base so we drove from Pendleton to March Air Force Base. We flew from March Air Force Base to Bangor, Maine. You know, everybody goes up there to Bangor, Maine. So we flew to Bangor, Maine. We got stuck in Bangor, Maine for like a day.
Yeah, drive.
From where? From Lejeune? That's kind of far. What was that? 12 hours? Something like that?
About 8, something like that.
Yeah, so we
freaking bus, all of our gear in it.
It sucked. Yeah. So we're in Bangor, Maine. We flew from Maine to Luxembourg.
That Germany. We flew to Germany.
I'm thinking it's Germany. So I thought it was a city in Germany, but I don't know, but I think it's a country. But it's Luxembourg.
Okay.
So we flew into Luxembourg.
They said if you get off the plane, but you can't go out into the airport. I was like, what?
Really?
Yeah.
We was walking around the airport. Well, you know what tripped me out? People, they was smoking. Like, people was just walking around just smoking, and I was like, they crazy over here in Germany or Luxembourg, wherever. So that tripped me out, right? So we went from there to Kuwait, and then we left Bangor, Maine. It kind of felt like this.
Yeah.
And then we got to Luxembourg. It was kind of like this. We landed in Kuwait. It might have been like 3 in the morning, bro. We jumped off that plane. It was like 1:05. Hey, that's the first time, like, I was like, okay. I'm thinking that's it.
Yep.
I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. Like, it's hot, but I can deal with it. The next morning, so when you go in, you got to do the brief.
Yep.
You go, welcome to combat brief or whatever.
Yep. This is the
yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Dude, we wasn't in there maybe 45 minutes. That sun was up so fast. Yep. We come out. I was like, God, you could see the heat, like just the heat just. It was real. So then we leave from there and we hit Iraq. Now this is the part to where I was like, this is the first time I was like, okay, what the hell did I sign up? Like, what the hell? Like, we land, we get off the plane, and all you hear is, woo, boo, boo, boo. The ground is shaking. Yep. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. They didn't say this in the movies. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Hey, man, I was scared. So once that stopped, they put us in like a tent city or whatever.
Yep.
So
we didn't have when we inserted, we didn't have anything.
You didn't have nothing?
No.
Dude, so
like we had Camp Bastion, which was outside of Marshall.
Wait, so did you go to Iraq?
Afghanistan.
Just
Afghanistan.
I always want to ask you, what's hotter? Iraq or Afghanistan?
I never went to Iraq, so
I think that whole area is about the same, man. It's hot as hell.
Yeah.
God, so we're going to Chow. We're walking to Chow, and they come back. Just, oh my, hey man, that's probably the most scared I've been in my life at that time.
Yep.
Cause I go from growing up. I never even shot a weapon. The first time I ever shot a weapon was in boot camp.
Okay.
So I go from never shooting a weapon, watching all these action movies growing up, thinking it's cool,
yep,
to that. I was like, nah, this ain't like it on TV. It's crazy. But I would say that experience right there, like, that scared the hell out of me, man. Like, for real. And it was a building, probably, I don't know how far it was. It hit a building, so we're walking this way, like the chow hall's that way. We're walking this way, and then they're coming in, like, boom, 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 boom. And we looked this way, and it was like, wham, this building just went. Now you got to run through that?
Like, my first time at the mortars was, like, we inserted. Actually, the first time it was our own guys. They got the wrong coordinates, and they were freaking right outside the wire. Freaking, I mean, they were close. I was like, what the heck? And finally, they got on the radio and told them, hey, y'all shooting at us. What are y'all freaking doing?
Yeah.
So
that, you know how often that happens though?
Yep, a lot.
Because I used to be in the COC a lot, so we used to hear all the stuff come through. It's like, hey, blue on blue.
Yep.
Yeah, so that scared the hell out of me, like, for real. And that's a baby. That's a light story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has your military experience shaped you, and how you are today, personally and professionally?
I mean, my work ethic, you know, you got to work.
Yeah.
You're going to work in there, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I'm like the same. I mean, as far as like professionally and work-wise, I think I'm like the same person.
So, did you have the same work ethic when you were in school that you do now?
Yeah, because I was an athlete too. Yeah, so yeah. But
how about mentally? Has it shaped?
So the positive side is, yeah, it shaped me because before I used to like when I was like a kid, teenager, and all that stuff. Like if people used to talk to me, I'll look down or I'll look around them. You know what I'm saying? Instead of looking them in the eyes like that. So I learned that in there. Because a drill instructor got up in me one time for for not looking at him in the eye. Yeah, so because you know the drill instructors always tell you, don't look at me, don't look at me. So I'm like, I ain't trying to look at him. And then one of them was like, look me in my, in my effing face. So, but it in a funny way, it taught me how to like talk to people or face. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I guess it taught me how to man up more. I guess you know what I mean.
Same here.
Yeah.
I was very timid before. I didn't talk to nobody. I was even when I was still in, I would stay to myself because I didn't like to get out and be with anybody. So I just after like we got off, I would go to the common areas, play pool by myself, go to the I forget what they call it. It's by the PX, set up for rings to go there, play video games, watch TV, play pool.
Like an MWR, something like that. Yeah.
I'll just go there by myself, or when we got back from the corner, I made a buddy named Dorley. I would go with him. That's all me and him did.
Yeah.
Just go there, play pool, play video games, hang out.
Yeah.
I really think it was after the military that really I started talking to people face to face. Actually, I don't know why.
Well, yeah. Well, so what you think made you start?
Working on my mental health, realizing that it's me versus me, not me versus everybody else. I don't have to judge myself based on what everybody else is doing. I just gotta be me.
That's most of the battle right there. I used to deal with that too. Most of the, you're your worst enemy.
Yep.
Yeah. So once I started figuring that out, I started to like, spread my wings. Yeah. So yeah.
And there's more of a little backstory that I haven't really spoke about.
Yeah.
That happened to me when I was a child. So.
Yeah.
And I finally wrote that down on paper and got it out and spoke about it at my men's group that I go to, and I think that's what helped me do it too.
Yeah.
Just talking about it.
Yeah. You gotta unpack the luggage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Last question. So, what has been helpful for you in maintaining your mental health, and what advice would you share with others who might be struggling?
Just people like y'all, like actually like at work is like my therapy kind of.
Yeah.
Because everybody's veterans, you know what I'm saying? We can get like we could talk. We all kind of share the same experience, you know what I'm saying? So it's different talking to y'all than talking to my mom. You know what I mean? But I would just say like I used to sit up and stew a lot.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't get out, you know what I mean? And then I used to not like telling people because I used to not like telling people like, yeah, man, I got a little PTSD. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be upset at something and then they'll be like, oh, no, there he goes. And I'm like, I can't get that used to piss me off.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But
because they would go back to, oh, he's got PTSD, so that's why he's getting mad.
Yeah, they think you about to turn into Rambo or something. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yeah, but so like now all the people that I hang around, like my girlfriend's a vet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like pretty much anybody and everybody who I'm dealing with, talking to in my life is veterans because It's like I can get upset. You know what I mean?
It's okay.
Yeah.
The saying, it's okay not to be okay. And then I just heard another one recently. It's okay to be okay. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Like it's okay.
Yeah.
Either way. So but I would say that's the big thing. It's just being around people. Like if you tell them something, they can understand it.
Yeah.
Instead of being around people who've never been through what you've been through.
And then they ask you why are you like you are? I'm like, I've seen stuff. Like,
yeah.
And they ask you, well, why can't you control it? I don't know. The mind's more powerful than I am. They just don't understand.
Yeah. So yeah, but not my mom, but like before when I first moved back to Texas, I was working at this job. I hated this job. So one day, I don't know if I was having a bad day or something, but I was upset, right? So this guy who worked there, he was an older guy, and he was like he kind of like came in the room, and I'm like, I'm just he's having a bad day, and he came in there and he was just like, hey, just take your time and just breathe. And this, like, I know my brother was a veteran, and this. I was like, dude, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, what you think I'm about to do? Shoot this place up or something? Like, so that's you know what I'm saying. So that's why I used to didn't even want to tell people.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? For that reason. Like I was just going on about my day. Like you could tell, like I was upset, but like even though like you see me upset before,
Yeah.
give me 5 minutes, I'm back.
Good. Yeah.
Just let me, you know what I mean?
And get your bit.
Yeah.
Get it off. Good.
And he came in, bro, and he was like really like trying to counsel me because he was like, yeah, my brother. He was like, yeah, just walk it off, and man, just please don't. I said, don't what?
Yeah.
So like now you really about to pick, but I didn't say that. So
because civilians think, I guess, all of our trauma is the same.
Yeah.
And they're like, if they know somebody that's a veteran, oh, I know how you are. No, you don't know how I am.
Man. But then so I talked to, man,